full day of eating. Why is this important? I think it's important because very few people actually know what they consume in a day. Anyway, let's talk about the day and what I eat during a day. Not because any of you should go eat what I eat during the day, but if you weigh what I weigh, and your goals are what my goals are, you can probably do something very similar and expect similar results. First off, there's a bunch of people, a bunch of friends that I see day in and day out inside of the gym. For the most part, there's a few exceptions, but most people look exactly the same as they did a year ago. You know, they're lifting weights, they're doing stuff. It seems like they're doing a good job. What's the missing ingredient? The main missing ingredients in most people's program, if you want to call it that, is what they eat. I'm on a quest right now to gain weight. So I'm trying to be in a calorie surplus. The way that I'm doing it, I'm going over my maintenance by about 500 calories a day, most of which are made up of carbohydrates. If I hear one more person say that carbohydrates make you fat, I might lose my mind. Carbohydrates do not necessarily make you fat. You can't just say that all carbs make you fat. That is a myth. Right now I'm eating pasta, and I'm tired of pasta. I'm ready to stop eating pasta. I've been doing this for August. When did I start this, Taylor? August. So let's talk a day of eating. We start with the morning. One time I even woke up, and it was like 12 o'clock at night, maybe 1 a.m. And I'm so programmed to do the same thing when I wake up every single time that I woke up, went to the kitchen, started making oatmeal and a banana, and it was like 1 a.m. And then I went back to the room. I asked Taylor if she wanted to go to the gym, and then she was like kind of moving around a little bit, and then I just kind of left her alone. She says, "Andrew, it's like 12:30. Go back to bed." So in the morning, I have half a cup of oatmeal, a banana, and a scoop of whey protein. And I'll either use almond milk or 1% milk. This morning I use 1% milk with my shake. And that's what I'll eat probably like an hour, maybe 2 hours before I go to the gym. When I get home from the gym, that I'm ready to replenish the system. So I'll go for a shake immediately. I try to go within an hour. I just read an interesting article that makes it seem like the timing of that doesn't really matter all that much. I have a meal. I try to get a meal in. This morning, it was a cup of quinoa and 6.4 ounces of chicken, roughly. A few hours passed. By a few hours, I mean ate my first meal or second meal, whatever you want to consider it, at like 10 or 11, maybe 10 actually. I'm just now, just because of the chaos of the day, just getting to meal number 2, and it's like 4 o'clock. That's not great or anything, but it results in me having to have bigger meals at those times instead of smaller meals throughout the day. It is a myth that I want to address quickly, that it's expensive to bulk. It's expensive to eat so much. My response to that is, yeah, it could be, it might be, maybe. How important is organic chicken to you? How important is organic rice, organic? Things can get pricey if you bulk using fresh market only or Whole Foods. It's gonna be pricey. But if you're willing to go buy stuff in bulk, it's not gonna be that expensive. I just bought I think it's like 25 pound. I know it's 200 servings of rice, $15. 200 servings of rice for $15. Close to 100 servings of quinoa for $15 as well. So $30, and that's like easily a month. Easily a month. I can't beat that. If you are a member of someplace like Sam's or Costco, it gets a lot easier. One thing that I'll do, just because you probably noticed by this point in my day, I haven't had much fat. That's a little bit intentional, just because when I don't know exactly what the end of the day looks like, if we're going out to eat or we're planning on meeting up with some friends, or if I don't know that we're gonna be home for all the meals in the day, which at any time we could randomly have plans. I tend to like to save fat for the end of the day. So if we ended up going and getting pizza, or we ended up going and getting ice cream or something that was fattening, I still have a lot of fat in my macros to spare at the end of the day. Something that grosses Taylor out every time. Like if you're short on your macros for fat, I just take a spoon, I take a jar of almond butter, and I hit them. You know, I calculate, you know, how many grams I need, and then that's how many I'll intake. At the end of the day, if I have carbohydrates to spare, Skinny Cow makes little ice cream sandwiches that are 30 carbs, like 3 fat, and like maybe 2 protein, 3 protein, not much of either of those, but my lunchtime or dinner time meal right here is 224 grams of pasta, brown rice pasta, and 7 ounces of chicken. This is a big meal. We're going over to my niece's house for dinner. Not really knowing what that meal is going to look like, I'm kind of preparing with high carb, high protein day so that I can, you know, I don't want to be the guy who shows up to something and doesn't eat the food. You know, that would be a real move. I'll check in a little bit after that meal and let you know what the day came out to looking like.